This video is brought to you by Squarespace. Squarespace is the all-in-one platform to grow your beautiful online presence and run your business. And having a website is extremely important, especially if you're creative. Why? Yeah, you can post your stuff all over social media, but if those platforms go away tomorrow, you have no way to reach your followers. But if you have a website, you do. I have a website, TomWard.com, and I chose Squarespace because their sites look incredible. Whether you're doing something simple like adding written words or pictures, or if you're getting more into it like I do and adding audio and video, they'll make your site look amazing. I also love their email marketing campaign. It's the way I reach my followers, and I used to use a third party to manage it and never synced up properly. Now that it's under one roof with Squarespace, it works every time. Finally, they give you the data you need to run your site. They break it down by demographics, popular content, everything, so you can give your followers the content that they want to see. So head over to squarespace.com for your free trial, and when you're ready to launch, go to squarespace.com/TomWard to get 10% off your order. Go check them out, guys.
Hey, what's up? I'm Bryce Hall. I just got done talking with Tom. We had a great interview. Hope you guys enjoyed.
Hey guys, welcome to the Tom Ward Show, where I interview the biggest influencers in the world. Go check out my old videos and make sure you subscribe because I do this every week. We got the great Bryce Hall here, angel investor Bryce Hall.
I'm an investor.
Dude, we talked 4 months ago. I just looked this up. We talked 4 months ago, and conversation was much different than it's going to be today. It was Addison. It was the arrest. It was YouTuber, TikToker drama. It was a lot. And now, 4 months later, you've got a fucking podcast with Mark Cuban on. You're an angel investor. What the fuck happened? Where's Bryce Hall?
I've been kind of just building everything, dude, but low key. Low key, very low key. I like to keep everything very low key. Like
Since when do you keep anything low key?
That's the thing. I never really showed anyone the business side of me. So that's why I started the podcast originally. So coming up from social media and doing TikTok and blowing up on TikTok, obviously there was a business strategy behind it. So, no one really saw it though. They just see me being the problematic kid on the internet that just throws parties and shit.
That was the other thing, parties, right? What, it seems like a kind of a brand makeover in the last couple of months. Was this conscious at all? Or was this just no, this is another part of me I want to show?
We had the idea 6 months ago, but executing it, it was very, I didn't think it was going to be executed so fast.
Well, you had what idea 6 months ago? Podcast or start investing or what?
Podcast.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I listened to the first 2 episodes. Let's plug it. Podcast is Capital University. I listened to your first 2 episodes. Very good. Talk about your co-host. How did you hook up with him? It seems like a pairing. I was expecting you and Josh to do it, actually. I thought you guys would do it and talk business because you're both involved in a lot of business shit. But you're with this guy, Pop, right? Or Pat?
Pomp. Yeah.
Totally different background from you. Tell me a little bit about how you guys hooked up.
Michael made the introduction, but both of us are very vocal, controversial people, big in our spaces. So it was kind of like a good collab. We both can talk to each other very well. I wanted to have a few talks with him. The original podcast when we were first starting it, they told me I was doing it with Pomp, and I was like, I don't even know this guy. I don't even know him. I want to get to know this guy. So we had a few calls for a few hours, and then I was like, okay, I can actually talk with this guy. We had a few practice podcasts before we actually filmed our first one. So I was very comfortable with that. But the way we linked up was because of Michael Gruen. Owe everything to him. So.
And what is because I get into this too, right? I want to talk about business and kind of people's careers and stuff like that. But the fans and the influencers I interview don't want to hear that shit. They want to hear gossip and tea, and that's all they give a fuck about. So I don't think all of your fans are necessarily the target for this podcast. What's the reaction been overall?
It's This podcast is going to have a very high CPM. Also,
Explain CPM because most people don't know what that is.
So my CPM on YouTube, for example, is $1. Okay, so every 1,000 views, it's like somewhere around $1. That's if I get monetized. So 1 million views, I get $1,000. Not too crazy, but for this podcast, it's going to be somewhere around $150.
For what?
This podcast, like a CPM, my CPM is going to be like $150.
For 1,000 listens?
For 1 million.
Oh, for 1 million. Holy shit, man.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's definitely the wave I want to go. And also it gives me a chance to show people that I'm not just a 21-year-old. Of course I party hard, but at the end of the day, it's like make your money, then party hard. Celebrate. That's the point.
Well, you know what? It's a good message for the kids.
Yeah, save your money.
You can smoke weed and still live a productive life, get shit done. You know, you don't have to like just be some nerdy kind of person. Because when you think of investing and something boring like a mutual fund, which Mark Cuban just talked about, that's not sexy. People don't get excited about that. You know, 20-year-olds don't want to hear that shit. They want to go out and have a good time. But like, it's a good message that, yeah, you can go out and have a good time too, but you can also get shit done, take care of business, save money, make money, and be focused.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so what guests do you have coming up? You did Cuban. Well, let's talk about Cuban for a second. You did Cuban. He kind of gave, well, I guess, is the podcast just for you? Is it like having the guests on to tell me, Bryce Hall, what I should do and bounce ideas, or is it for the listener to kind of get some advice from these guys too?
It's mainly for the listeners, but also I'm taking this information and applying it to my businesses that I'm growing. But if people that are watching or listening to the podcast want to become an influencer, they want to become a businessman, they want to get into investing, it's a good learning experience. This obviously isn't going to get a ton of little girls like saying like, oh my God, like I want to listen to this podcast because it's entertaining. I mean, obviously it's entertaining to people that want to make a shit ton of money.
Yeah. So I was listening to the Cuban podcast and he had like good and kind of bad things to say about what you're up to. Not bad things to say, but like things to be careful about. You know, he said fashion is a terrible business because people's tastes change, especially if it's linked to your brand. You may be hot one second, you may not be. And then he said energy drinks, it's a tough business. But at the same time, I was thinking about this. It's kind of like the jeans business, right? Who the fuck would start a jeans company? There's a million jeans companies out there. Yet every year there's a new hot pair of jeans that you have to get. So, you know, it's doable. What did you take from his advice? Is that something you're looking to diversify more or stay with that?
More focused. So he gave me a lot of good constructive criticism. Obviously, he's not going to just lie to me and say, oh, these are great businesses. I mean, they are. He said, granted, they are good businesses. It's just going to be challenging. And I'm super up for a challenge. Another thing that I took from him was him saying owning the users. When you own your users, that's where you make serious capital. And that's what I'm working on right now.
What is that? What did he mean by that? Explain.
When you own someone's IP or their email addresses, so if like they sign up for for a website and they have to enter their email addresses, you basically get their inside data and you own that customer. So that's what I'm working on right now, a subscription-based platform or website. So that's what I'm doing right now.
You know, that's super smart because a lot of people watching this, you know, you may say, oh my God, these guys have millions of followers on Instagram. True, but they can't go text those people. They can't email them. They can't contact them really in any way other than posting videos and stuff. So you're right that most people don't look at it like that. Most influencers go, I'm just trying to get the most amount of followers as I can and get bag energy drink deals.
A lot of the influencers' way of thinking is, oh, I'm going to keep a clean image and make a brand, or I'm going to get brand deals and I'm going to do merch like that. They don't think long term. So they're just making a lot of money right now and then spending it. And when taxes hit and when they're not popping anymore, they're gonna freak out.
You know, it's funny because I've interviewed every big influencer, right? And I was surprised. Followers don't mean shit because I've interviewed some. I don't want to give it away, but say top 50 TikTokers in the world. with huge followings, and the video got 1,000 views. Why? Because no one gave a shit about anything they had to say or anything. But then you take, well, all you guys, all the Hype House guys have less of a following, still huge, but your engagement is through the roof. I mean, people want to know every single thing about you, which I think playing it safe, those clean cut guys who go, I'm just not going to say anything controversial. I just want to get my Bang Energy deal and be happy. I don't think that's the way to go.
Well, in the in the podcast, he said something like, "My favorite line from his podcast is all these kids are selling their soul to Bang Energy. It's hilarious."
See, everybody follow me on Twitter. Yeah, I'll put it up here. But it's so true, man. That was my favorite line. You said these kids are selling their souls to Bang Energy drink, and you're right. First of all, Bang Energy drink tastes like shit. It's got a bunch of creatine that I don't want during the middle of the day. I don't want a bunch of water weight running around. But they don't look at it like that. They go, "Pay me. I don't give a fuck."
Yeah, literally. And they're not even getting that much money.
What do they get for an Instagram Bang Energy deal?
In Instagram, I couldn't tell you, but TikTok, Bang Energy is paying the top creators 10, 15K a TikTok.
Is that a lot or no? I don't know.
Not for selling your soul. Not for a year contract. And that's why I created my own energy drink, because I don't want to promote something that's obviously shit for the regular consumer. That stuff that you're drinking is not good for you. It's actually not. There's 300 milligrams of caffeine. That is 3 coffees in one energy drink.
Plus all the other shit. Plus the, maca root and all the other bullshit.
Drinking creatine. Most of the people that drink Bang Energy don't even work out. And creatine don't work out. Just, if you do some research, that is not good.
So talk about your energy drink, man. What made you start it? Who'd you partner with? Where'd the idea come from?
Okay, so I wanted to do a healthier version of an energy drink. And I wouldn't even consider, Josh and I have been talking about it, we don't even consider it really an energy drink. It has 75 milligrams of caffeine, which is a little less than coffee.
Yeah.
Think of it more as a lifestyle drink. So it's you drink it Monday mornings when you wake up to just get a little boost of energy. And then on Friday nights or Saturday nights, you mix it with some vodka and you have a great time. It's a lot healthier than Red Bull vodka Red Bull. So
where can we get it?
It's on any.energy. It's a website right now. You can pre-order it, but eventually we're getting it on Amazon, and then we're working on getting it in some gas stations right now.
Is it tough to get distribution and get in stores?
Not with the connections we have, no.
Oh. You have an advantage, and I was listening to your podcast too. What were you saying? You did quarterly merch sales, 250, or was it $1 million quarterly?
Yeah, quarterly. I'm making over $1 million off of merch.
Fucking $1 million quarterly?
Yeah, but that's not even a way to flex. It's just because that's my primary source of income right now. Okay. That's the highest thing I make. Out of all my other sources of income, all my sources of revenue, that's definitely the highest by far. But the goal isn't to flex how much I'm making. It's these kids, there's some people that are doing quadruple my merch sales. Insane amounts. But the thing wasn't to flex. It was just hey, here's my merch sales. I don't want to hide how much I'm making.
Yeah, and it's eye-opening, dude. You want to hear some crazy merch numbers? I interviewed David Dobrik, and after the interview, he was showing me he has a pool table in his house, and he had all this merch with his merch people there. And he's what hoodie do you like better? And I was I don't know that one. And I asked him, I go, it was after the interview. I go, off the record, how much merch? I had no idea. Is it $10,000 a day? Is it 100? Who knows? He said over Thanksgiving weekend, so that Wednesday to that Black Friday, he did $1 million in merch. So hold on, it gets better. So then I interview Logan Paul months later, and I'm telling him the same story, and he goes, "You want to fucking get crazy?" He goes, over that same holiday, I did $1 million a day. Let that sink in. A fucking $1 million a day.
That's the thing, though. It's if you really look at even me and Logan, our numbers are not too far apart engagement-wise. But look how much product he can move versus me. That should show you just a little glimpse of not all influencers make money. You have to be a product.
Yeah, and well, I mean, listen, he's been doing it a lot longer too. A fucking $1 million a quarter is nothing to sneeze at. And I have no doubt you'll be there. I mean, you'll grow and your fans will grow as you get older and stuff. So there's no doubt, you'll eventually get there. But like, so if you take I'm always fascinated by this. Your fans may be bored as fuck. And I'm sorry, guys, if I'm not asking you Addison questions, right? But that's not really the point of the Forbes article. But if you take like a pie and this is Bryce Hall's money, where's it all come from? How much is merch sales? You said that's the biggest. Is that 60% of your money? How much is TikTok ads?
It's probably 60% around there.
And what about the other 40? What's that?
Occasional brand deals, if I accept a brand deal. YouTube AdSense, TikTok Creator Fund, still Softish streaming payments. We still get like those every once in a while.
Is there any money in that or what?
Yeah, it's pretty up there. And it's like surprising because I'm like, I didn't think people were going to listen to it on Spotify, but they're just blasting that.
You may have another career, brother. You may be one of those influencer turned singers. With that, I didn't hear you.
I'll be a pop artist.
Brother, every other influencer does it, dude. It's all of a sudden gets a pop career. Why not you? Why not Bryce Hall?
Yeah, I just don't want to put out anything like it's terrible.
Dude, what do you think of other influencers? Because I read that, or I think it was in the podcast too, you were saying you were broke, which was interesting, and you had tax issues. And I know a lot of influencers do this, running the same shit. Like, tell your story. How did Bryce Hall end up broke?
So I had a manager originally back in I've been doing this for 7 years, but I had like an actual manager around when I was 16. And me being new to the business, or at least new to the business side where you could actually make money, he was stealing a shit ton of money from me, like a shit. And it ended in a lawsuit. And then I didn't have money for my lawyers. So when I did pay every dollar for this lawyers, we had to settle in mediation because I ran out of money. Even though everything was like in my favor, like I had the proof of him stealing money. I had like proof of him doing some really weird shit. But yeah, like I ran out of money for that. And then I had to pay taxes. And I was like just hit. And I was like, holy shit. I had rent to pay. Like I think I had $4,000 or $5,000 to my name in 2017.
Wow.
Or 2018.
2 years ago.
It was when I was in Vegas. So I lived in Vegas for 6 months. Rent was like $2,000 a month. And I had like $4,000 or $5,000 after my case. So I'm like, holy shit, I can't even pay for next month's rent. And I was making maybe like $4,000 or $5,000 a month, but I spend money. Like I was spending money. I didn't realize that there was like anything big with taxes. I got hit with taxes. And then after taxes, I think I had, because I was making money too, I think I had $7,000 when I moved back to LA. So I moved back to LA into an apartment with $7,000 to my name. And then after that, just completely, like I stacked up and saved my money. And I realized, holy shit, even if you're big, because I had like over 1 million followers at the time. I wasn't making good money though.
Go back. So I don't really know your story too well. We didn't talk about it last time. So you were doing the social media thing for real when you were 16. Like, I just picture you as a kid. I'm trying to picture you in high school. I picture like somebody who plays sports, got a ton of energy, isn't always getting in trouble. Is that you?
I was a nerdy kid.
Really?
I was like a pretty geeky, like not nerdy, but like I had no friends. Like I was getting bullied. I was a wrestler and a soccer player. I graduated high school, and then moved out to LA. But I had no friends. I was getting bullied. It was pretty bad. Now I look at them and I'm like, all right, fuck you.
It was funny. I was just listening to Howard Stern. I love Howard Stern. He had Chris Rock on, and Chris Rock said he was filming a movie, and out of the corner of his eye, he was like in a scene, and in the corner of his eye, it was a limo driver, but it was the dude who used to bully him in high school. And he just had the biggest smile on his face. Like, this motherfucker gets to see me in my element with my superpowers, filming a fucking movie, and he's driving somebody to the set. You know, it was like the biggest fuck you.
I mean, it's karma. I mean, like, just don't be mean, you know? Don't be mean to people, especially in high school. It's like, but I think it's like a trend in high school to just be like bullies. It's like, oh, it's funny. But I mean, and also granted, some mean jokes are funny as shit. Like, I don't have my moments where I like pick on people, but I never do it first. Like, when someone fucks with me, I'll fuck with them back. Sure. Like in high school, I used to let people step all over me. Why would I do it now? Like, I'm not in the position where someone can just step on me and like spit on me and beat me up. And like, it's just, I don't want to live my whole life like that. I don't like getting bossed around.
No, that's a good way to be too. I mean, you know, my parents tell me the same thing, right? You know, somebody hits you, you hit them back. And I think, you know, most people have that same message, right? You're not going to just punch somebody in the face, but if you get hit, like, what are you supposed to do? You know, but going back to high school, I picture you as like the most popular kid. Like, so you're doing social media. Like, how did you start? When did you become big? Like, you're a nerdy kid. Like, what made you think you're going to be an influencer or think you're going to be popular online?
I started posting on social media back in 2014 after watching the MagCon boys on Vine. And I looked at these guys doing like these very simple Vines, like these 6-second videos that are mediocrely funny, like, you know, just not that funny, but like they're getting views, numbers, and all this crazy stuff. And I was like, oh my God, I can do this. I can do this. I can post a selfie. But high school peers didn't find that as entertaining, or they didn't see the vision that I saw. And when I first like actually posting, there wasn't like too many numbers being driven there. But then I hopped on a live streaming platform, YouNow, and that's where my initial like pop off was. And I got my first check for like $2,500. And I was like, oh, look, I can make money off of this. And all the high school kids just didn't like it. Like, they did not mess with that at all.
It wasn't like it is now. I mean, now it's the coolest thing in the world to become an influencer. But then it wasn't even really a career option, right?
There wasn't like a lot of people doing it now.
So what were you doing on YouNow? Like, what was the kind of shit you were posting?
Just talking. I hopped on YouNow initially because I had no friends. And I wanted to make friends on a live streaming platform where I could talk to them and engage with people through the comments.
And what would you talk about? Just your day or what?
Like people fucking with me in high school. I would like just be stupid, cracking jokes. Just being weird. Just being myself. And oh my God, I'm sick right now and I just can't stop itching my nose.
Do people are going to think there's drug issues?
Pain? No, it's like nose itches.
Dude, that's what, you know, I listened to your podcast too, and you were saying, it was funny, I was cracking up, and you said something like, you know, look at me, I'm doing, you know, this, and, you know, it's something that, you know, any of you guys can do. And I'm like, bullshit. I go, no one can sit in their room, or very, very small percentage can sit in a room and talk to a camera live and get people to stay and be interested. You know, that's a very, very special skill that few people have.
Yeah. I know which part you're referencing. I was talking about investing.
Okay.
Yeah. Anybody can invest. Anybody can make this money. It's just all about the right investments. But yeah, the entertainment side to it, yeah, that's not as easy. If you can drive traffic, if you can get people to like engage with you, even 10,000, like when people think they're small creators with 10,000 concurrent, like in a sense, 10,000 people, like, yeah, that's considered small. If you look at like someone like
you,
us, yeah, like us, but that's where you start. That's the stepping stone. How do you turn that 10,000 into 100,000? It's just like money.
Well, so how did you go? Okay, I see the question back, right? So how did you go from a YouNow kid, made his first $2,500? What's the next step? Then what do you do?
Moved over to Musical.ly. That's when Musical.ly was launched.
But everybody at the time then was doing lip syncing videos. There was like
I was like
content.
Musically stars.
Hmm.
I was known on Musically, had like an actual legitimate blow up back in 2016 when I first started Musically, and I was hanging out with Jacob Sartorius, Lauren Gray, Mark Thomas, like just that group.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And I originally had more followers than all of them, and then they all passed me.
Wow. So what kind of content were you? So you go to TikTok. Obviously, you're not hanging with Lauren Gray right out of the gate. What kind of content were you posting when you moved over? Just skit stuff or funny little clips?
Onto Musically, the content.
Yeah, yeah. What were you doing when you hopped over there?
I was 16. Just doing like 30. It was dumb.
Yeah.
I got engagement. I got followers.
And did you start making money on Musically too? Starting to blow up more?
Not money on Musically, but when I was doing Musically, I was also doing YouTube. My main source of income was YouNow at the time.
Okay. So you're in high school then. What's the home situation like? Like,
My
were
mom
proud?
checked. She was like, "What the fuck?"
And was she proud or did they?
Yeah, she was really proud. She's been supportive since day one.
And what about your dad? Was he involved at all or no?
I've never grew up with a dad.
Oh, no shit. He was never around?
Dad's actually in jail right now.
For real?
Yeah,
For what?
abuse.
Of you guys or of a woman or what?
But my mom is a strong woman, so she kicked his ass. She kicked his ass out.
And then, wait, so I didn't catch that. He was abusing your mom?
Yeah, and I was like 2 years old, so it's like I didn't really experience anything. But
Wow. So has he been away since you've been two?
Yeah.
Holy shit. Wow, man. I had no idea. A lot of people kind of knew that story a little bit because a lot of people want to know about your dad. But have you ever talked about that?
No, not really.
Oh, there we go. There.
No, I didn't really talk about it on social media. I mean, like every Father's Day, like every once in a while, I'll post a picture like with me just by myself, and I'm like, "Happy Father's Day to this piece of shit," and it's just like, no.
Damn. What do you think that does to you? Because obviously that has a major effect of your life. But like, do you think that made you grind harder or like respect women more?
I was the man of the house at age like 4. Like my mom hasn't had like a guy since. She's looking, by the way. So if anyone,
can we put up? Is she on social media? We'll put up her handle here. Click link below.
Yeah, she's a really strong woman. I owe everything to her.
Wow, is it just you or do you have brothers or sisters?
Just me.
Wow, so it was her and a little 2-year-old, and she's got to figure it out.
Yeah, and she didn't have a high-paying job at the time, but then she grinded and worked harder, and her life story's incredible too. Like she makes good money as a single mom. I'm gonna buy her a house, probably next year, next year for sure. 2021 is gonna be the year I buy her a house.
Wow, how good's that gonna feel?
That was my original goal starting the shit.
What, starting the social media stuff?
Yeah.
To get your mom a house.
Yeah, ever since I was 15.
Wow, man, that's pretty admirable. It's because usually people don't think like that. Right? It's like an ego thing, kind of. Social media turns into that where it's like, I just want 1 million followers. I just want to get 20,000 likes. I just want to get this or this brand deal. Most people don't get into it to buy their mom a house.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really like talk about it.
Where'd you grow up or where does she live now? I'm sorry, you keep cutting out kind of.
Oh, sorry. Maryland.
Oh, okay. So she's still back there?
Yeah.
Are you going to get her house what's the best town in Maryland to live in? You're going to
either live in Florida or Texas. So,
dude, congratulations, man. That's an amazing story.
Appreciate that.
What'd you do when you started making money too? Did you start sending some back to mom or she was pretty well by then?
The first thing that was expensive that I bought my mom was her couch. It's like this $4,000 like really nice couch, and it's when I didn't have that much money. But I was like, here you go, mom. And like every time like it'd be like a special occasion, I'd be like, I didn't know what gift to get you, so here's $2,000. Here's $1,000. Like I would just send her money. It's funny. This next like February, that's when her birthday is. That's like the next holiday. So I'm gonna do something. Oh, actually Christmas. I'm gonna do something.
Do something for moms. You keep that stuff quiet though. A lot of people. I'm glad you talked about that too, because when you think Bryce Hall, well, I know kind of the other side from you. I talk to Gruen all the time, so I kind of know what you're up to. Gruen always, shout out to Michael Gruen, one of the all-time greats. But most people, I think when they hear Bryce Hall, they think of arrest, party. You go insane and talk shit like crazy, right? Hype house guy say something, I'm going to fucking drive over to the house like a psycho and talk, and we're going to talk about it. But you never think of you buying your mom a couch when you're 16.
Yeah.
What's that done, you think, for your relationship with women? Do you think that's had an effect? I mean, do you respect women more than the average guy, you think?
I definitely, I feel like when people see me, obviously in my past, I've had some moments hanging around the wrong crowd, treating people, not even just women, with disrespect because I thought I was when you do social media and you're gaining these millions of followers, it's almost hard to not get a ego boost and oh, I'm the shit, because you're getting millions of followers, you're making money, you're the only one your age, or not the only one, but a very select few, just making a shit ton of money, making every girl wants to hook up with you. It's just a lot of stuff that adds up to get this ego boost. And my ego boost stopped when I got arrested in Texas. That's when I was I'm not invincible. I'm not I'm no different. I'm literally just a 21-year-old dumbass that wants to make people happy at the end of the day. Obviously I do controversial stuff that gets people pissed, but I honestly, I don't see it as, I see myself as, it's just if you're laughing, if you think it's entertaining in any way, if I'm targeting the right audience, I mean, that's the goal.
You're not a bad dude. You're not out there trying to hurt people. Whatever happened with the arrest anyway? Is that still pending, or can you not talk about it?
It's still pending.
Oh, okay. Wow. Well, good luck with that, brother.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Yeah, of course. Well, dude, thank you for sharing that stuff. We talked about the podcast. We talked about, we didn't talk about angel investing. You can buy your mom many houses, hopefully, with the
road though, the angel investing with the investments that I've already put in, maybe 4 or 5 years down the road, yeah. But with the money I've saved up already, I'm gonna buy her a house next year.
That's bad. Wait, Cuban had a good advice too. Again, it's not sexy mutual funds, but remember he said first thing you do, $1 million in a fund, you forget about it, you put in there for 40 years.
560. Yeah, I remember that.
So is that kind of, do you have that? I got some play money to invest with. I got long-term savings.
I've already put money in there. Yeah.
Dude, it's weird. You keep breaking up when you're starting to talk.
Oh, really?
Yeah. You can't hear you and then it pops on.
Okay. Well, here, I'll just say it again. I've already started with that. I think my mom actually was the first person to tell me about that when I was making money. When I was first making money.
Mm-hmm.
So.
What are the other influencers? Because I love your quote about the Bang energy drink, how these fuckers are selling their souls. What else you're in the mix, you're at BOA, you see all these other fuckers when you're out. What are they doing wrong? Or what do you see the guy who just came up doing and you're like, dude, you're so stupid. I've done it. What are you doing?
I think they need to stop flexing as if they have all the money in the world. Even Mark Cuban, for example, he didn't buy a what's it called? McLaren. He didn't buy a McLaren when he made his first $6 billion. He sold not $6 billion. It was $6 million. When he got $6 mil, literally $6 mil, he didn't even buy a McLaren. He got a unlimited plane thing. I don't know what it was, but that's it. It's these kids make maybe $100,000 and is oh, I'm gonna put all this down for the McLaren. I'm gonna put this down. That's probably the stupidest thing that you've done ever in your life. These numbers are not going to stay like that.
Is that the thought? I mean, do young influencers not think about it. They go, dude, I've been gaining followers every day for the last year. I'm going to keep gaining forever and it's never going to stop.
I think that is some of their thoughts. But I can confidently say I'm going to be around for a while. I've been around for a while. These kids just came up a year ago. They haven't showed their personality. They haven't went through like a huge controversy, like a career-ending controversy yet. Like they have not had any of these factors that could literally, with the snap of a finger, end your career next day and you're not making the money you're making. I have. I'm going to be in this for a while, and so are a lot of like the Sway boys. Like I know Blake's been doing it for a while. Like I know he's got a great head on his shoulders, Josh Richards. Like he's going to be around for a while. Like all these kids, I think Thomas and Alex will be the only TikTokers from the Hype House to like go to the next level. Not to the next level, but like still be around for like more than the average TikToker.
Mm-hmm. You had a beef with Thomas, didn't you? Or you still do? What's that about? Thomas seems like a nice guy. I don't know.
I mean, he can have his nice moments. I mean, you got to give it to him. I mean, everyone can. But things that he said to me privately through text messages, don't respect it at all. I offered to donate $500,000 to any charitable event of his choice for a boxing match. He declined because he knew he was going to lose. On top of that, great exposure. Second, his morals are not there. Like his overall intentions are not good. When you use somebody, when you're watching a YouTube video or a Thomas Petrou YouTube video, how many times do you see his face in the thumbnail? How many times is he in front of the camera? 0 times out of 10. 1 time out of 10. He's using his friend's success to benefit himself. And I don't respect that in any way.
What is the business deal? How does that work? Because Thomas is steering the ship. Do you have any insight into that? Like, does he get a piece of everybody? How does it work?
Like, I'll say it. He steals money. And then he steals money from those kids. Like, these kids I love a lot of people in the Hype House, but they are not the smartest people. So it's like when it comes to making money, he's not taking any Charlies or like Dixies. Like all the people that hang out with him, no, but the core Hype House, like the people that are in the Hype House that have connects with Thomas, maybe not now because I haven't talked to him in 4 or 5 months and maybe someone said something to him, but he at the beginning was stealing money for sure.
And you guys are the exact opposite. You know, in your house, you got a great management team behind you. Everything is on the up and up. You guys are looking down the road and not just trying to, I always thought that was a stupid approach because if I'm Thomas, I go, okay, I can rob them right now, right? I could take half of their deals or whatever, or I could take a small percentage and make money for a long time. If I rob them now, they're going to find out and cut me off.
He was trying to go down that route, but he has no contracts with them. So even if any of these kids are saying, you stole my money, well, there was no contracts saying that he couldn't. So I don't really like I don't know what their plan is. I honestly don't care.
Yeah, shit. I think we got what else are you promoting? You got energy drink. What else did we talk about?
Energy drink is insane, dude. I was not thinking that product was going to be as good as it turned out. I'm not going to lie. Like it's definitely the best energy drink / lifestyle drink around. And that's just the 2 flavors that I've tasted. It reminds me of like a good White Claw with no alcohol. Like a good black cherry White Claw without alcohol.
Okay. What, we got to ask too, or the people would kill me. What's up with your dating life now? What are you doing? Living your life?
I'm single. I'm not worrying about a relationship right now. I don't want to get into a relationship with someone until I'm fully confident in myself, financially and emotionally.
If I were you with Addison and stuff, I would never date somebody, in a public way like that again. I would go the other way. I want a normal girl. I want a waitress. I want a girl going to college. I don't want all that heat and dealing with other people's fans and shit. Did that kind of turn you off from dating influencers again, or?
No, honestly, I thought like everything that went down with Addison was great. I just don't think either of us were ready for it. And we are on great terms. She's the first like ex that I have that like we're on really good terms. We still text and everything, but I don't think either of us were ready for it.
But wasn't it annoying? I mean, constantly being asked about that, and then having her fans. Did her fans give you any shit too, or what?
Yeah, they gave me shit, but like that's the price to pay when you're doing social media, especially like I guarantee even though Justin Bieber and Hailey Bieber are married now or whatever, like he still gets Selena Gomez comments. Like it's just the price to pay. I think Addison's amazing. I think she's an amazing girl. I just don't think I was ready, and I don't think she was either.
Okay, you guys still talking? You're still friendly? It's hard to be friends
really
with an ex.
Yeah. She's really good.
What if she starts dating some dude and you don't like? I mean, won't you?
No, I mean, I don't think she's looking for anything either. I mean, I can't speak for her, but
okay. Well, dude, I got a bunch of fan questions for you. They're non. Oh, actually, you know what we're gonna do? It's a little trick I learned from you influencers out there, guys. We're going to do fan questions, but you got to go over the podcast to listen to the fan questions. That's a Logan Paul move. So go over to the Tom Ward Show on Spotify or iTunes, and we're going to ask some fan questions, 10 more minutes of content. And make sure you subscribe now if you're watching YouTube. We do this every week, interviews with the biggest influencers in the world. We've done Addison. We've done Bryce. This is Bryce Part 2. We've done Emma Chamberlain, Logan Paul, just everyone. So go check out the old videos.